Hi there, and welcome to this day in history for December 12th. December 12th is the 346th day of the year in the Gregorian calendar, 347th in leap years, with 19 days remaining to the end of the year. Today's word is purist. Purist is a noun that means a person solicitous or over-solicitous about purity or nicety, as of conduct or usage, such as someone preoccupied with the purity of language and its protection from the ingress of foreign or altered forms, or a sport fisherman who uses exclusively one method and will give serious consideration to no other, such as a dry fly purist. I guess you could say I'm a butter purist. Real butter, sweet cream, lightly salted dairy butter, no margarine, and certainly not any imitation spreads. The word purist comes to us from French. First known use of the word purist is 1699. Purist. And with that, on a Sunday afternoon in August of 1911, what is described as a small mustachioed man went to the Louvre Museum in Paris. He stowed away in a storage closet, hiding out overnight. The next morning, Monday, he came out of his hiding place before the museum opened and removed the painting of the Mona Lisa from the wall where it hung. He took the painting to a service stairwell and removed the painting from its frame. He tucked the painting under a white apron he was wearing, like the ones museum employees wore at the time, and left the museum. Surprisingly, it took the museum over 24 hours to realize the painting had been stolen. Paintings were often removed from the walls for cleaning or photography, so everyone assumed this was the case with the missing Mona Lisa. Finally, a visiting artist inquired after the whereabouts of the Mona Lisa. Artists always want to see the Mona Lisa. When she couldn't immediately be accounted for, a search of the museum ensued, and that's when they discovered the empty frame in the service stairwell. What an awful feeling that had to be. The museum closed for a week while detectives investigated, and the media of the day got the word out about the missing painting. Those early investigations didn't turn up much in the way of useful information. Theories abounded. Ordinary citizens became amateur sleuths. 2 years passed. Then in December of 1913, a Florentine art dealer received a letter from someone calling himself Leonard, who said he had stolen the Mona Lisa and wanted to repatriate the painting to Italy. This art dealer conferred with the director of the Uffizi Gallery, and they invited this Leonard to Florence and agreed to take a look at the painting. Imagine their surprise when Leonard, whose real name was Vincenzo Perugia, brought forth an object wrapped in red silk and laid it on the bed, unwrapped it, revealing the Mona Lisa, intact and marvelously preserved. The art dealer, Alfredo Geri, and the museum director, Giovanni Poggi, agreed to Perugia's price of 500,000 lira, but of course they had no intention of buying the painting. They had the painting authenticated and reported Perugia to the authorities. Perugia had been under the mistaken impression that the painting had been looted by the French, but it was that Da Vinci had brought her to France in 1516, and King Francois I had purchased the painting, all proper and above board. Perugia was tried and convicted for this theft. Ultimately, he only spent 7 months in prison, went on to serve in the French military during World War I, and died in 1925 at the age of 44. Tears of a Clown was written by Hank Crosby, Smokey Robinson, and Stevie Wonder, and originally recorded by Smokey Robinson and the Miracles on an album in 1967. It was released on a single in the UK in 1970 and hit number 1 over there. This success prompted Motown to release The Tears of a Clown on a single in the US, and it hit number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100 for the first of 2 weeks on December 12, 1970. Link in the description. And I think that's going to do it for us today. Thank you so much for watching. Consider subscribing if you haven't already. Feel free to share this video with the link in your email, messaging, or social media. If you enjoy this series, you can check out the playlist that contains these videos. I'll put a link to that in the description. That description lives on YouTube, so for other platforms, I'll include a link to my blog page that is called No Really. You can also find me on Rumble, Parler, BitChute, and Getter. All those links in that description. Alrighty, that's all I can think of right now. Thanks again, and I'll see you next time.